Yo, welcome back to the best show in Atlanta. I'm your host, Nigel. Listen, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to the best show in Atlanta. Also, if you can, go on the website at unspokenatlanta.com and get your merch, man. We got different colorways on the hoodies, crew necks, t-shirts, all type of stuff on there, man. So if you can support, man, go to unspokenatlanta.com, check out the Unspoken Atlanta collection, and get your merch today. Enjoy the show.
And then making them go to church too.
Yeah.
You get up and go to church. My daddy used to say, if I get up in the morning on Sunday morning and go to church, you're going to get up too. And when we got to be teenagers, if you go to the club, you get in that house at 5 o'clock in the morning, or go take your shower and put your church clothes on. You're not going to bed. You're still going to go to church.
That's one
So
thing.
it was a blessing that my parents made us go to church. And then we made our kids go to church. And so our kids made their kids go to church.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got God helping you do some stuff, you can do some stuff. But you just cannot do it by yourself. You need to put God in your children.
Early.
Just put them in there. And once you start going, you might go astray, but you're going to come back. You'll come back.
Yeah.
Hey, Nigel. Did too hard, bruh.
Super honored, man. Shout out Nigel. Shout out everybody here. Shout out Unspoken. We in the A.
Shout out to my boy Jeter. That's what we drinking on, Jeter Readers. Make sure y'all get y'all some Jeter Reader, man. Hit my boy up. For real.
Walk a check. We good?
Yep. Check. Yep.
All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Unspoken Atlanta podcast. I'm your host, Nigel Armani. This is the 26th episode. It's been a while. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's been a while. We made some changes to the pod. We had some changes as far as BC and Ashley will no longer be with us. For here on out, it's gonna be me and Tokyo, which is she's still running the boards behind the scenes, helping me out. I thank her and love her for that.
Yep.
But more for the most part, this is gonna be more of a interview style. I'm gonna be bringing special guests in every episode for the most part. Sometimes it may be me and Tokyo, depending on how we feeling. And with this pod, like I really want to keep what we had going on from the beginning. My whole purpose of this pod was really just to introduce a lot of things that's going on in the Atlanta area that's unspoken, and also just bring just a new flavor to it. We talked about a lot of social issues. We also talked about a lot of things that's dealing with Atlanta in general. We also talked about, what's going on, what's popular within the social media realm. But for the most part, we're going to try to keep that going as much as we can. I had to take a little break. We had to figure out what we wanted to do as far as continuing to film the pod. But for the most part, we pretty much got it, back on track. So for the most part, I want to say thank y'all for the people who've been subscribing to the channel. Make sure you please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, also, thank you for just continuing to support and be there, through thick and thin. It's been a long journey, man. It's been 6 years and counting almost 7. Well, it's been almost 7 years since we started the channel. And so we don't have changes, and, as we continue to grow and mature, things have changed, and we just thankful that people still continue to watch Unspoken. I do have a couple of more announcements. Since we've been taking this a hiatus, we have added a couple new shows to the channel. For the people who've been watching, we have the Assistants Podcast, which I think they're on episode 5, which is three assistant coaches, Lance, Coach 10, and Coach Mike. They've been on that. So if you into the basketball coaching, if you into player development, if you into everything that's Georgia sports, basketball, that's a good podcast to tune into. So today we starting back off. I wanted to do a little special episode, man. I have my grandmother here today. She's gonna be my first guest. Yeah, Mama, how you feeling?
I'm fine. How are you?
You good?
Oh yeah.
Yes, my grandmother's here. She's gonna be my first special guest. I just want to do something special with her. She's been watching me as I've been doing this since I started. But I wanted to make it special and make it, have something for her to be able to come on and be able to have, make some memories with. This is probably something that I'll probably always be able to to watch. You know, as long as I'm alive, I could be able to continue to watch her and go back and say that I was able to interview my grandmother. So that's something I wanted to do. So yeah. What you been up to as far as just life in general? How you been feeling?
I feel fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
What you I know you got Mr. James here today, man. Shout out to Mr. James. He's in the other room watching TV right now. But I know you've been traveling and stuff a lot lately.
Yes, I have. I've been
So
traveling with all my sisters, all my brothers.
yeah.
Last weekend we went to all the sisters and brothers went to Savannah
Yeah.
for the weekend, and then Saturday all my sisters and brother had lunch at Golden Corral in Conyers.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a meeting every month
Mm-hmm.
together,
Okay.
and it's been nice
Yeah.
having the family together. And this is just about the third year that we've done this every month.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to start. I really want to start from the beginning with you, Mom. You are the oldest out of 12. Am I right?
I'm the oldest out of 12.
12. Okay. You gotta tell me it's guys and girls. It's
It's 9 girls and 3 boys.
9 girls. Yeah, 3 boys. Okay. How was it for you growing up being the oldest with 11 other siblings?
Since I was the oldest one, I was in charge of a few of them.
Yeah.
It was kind of close.
What define in charge?
My parents, go to the grocery store or something. Since you're the oldest,
Yeah.
then you see after the rest of the kids
Yeah.
while they
Okay.
were away.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. We can talk about the dynamics of that. For people who don't know, man, we have a really big family. Like we go to family reunions every year. With her having 11 siblings, I mean, I have a lot of cousins. I can't really name them all, but just overall, one thing I want to say, I've always enjoyed that we as a family have always been close as we have. I kind of talk to other people and they kind of describe how their family are, and I kind of not judge, but it's kind of like it's just it's bittersweet to be able to say that we have a big family. So I'm very appreciative of that. Your mother, Grandma Ma, she died when I want to say I might be like 6 or 7. I might be younger than that. What you think?
About 6.
About 6. So I wasn't able to get to know her as much as I wanted to, but I wanted to ask you, like, growing up, what type of mother was she to you and to your siblings, and also, being able to have kids of your own? How was that? How was that when it comes to y'all relationship? I would say that.
My mom was a good mother. The older group, we
Yeah.
we was taught that you didn't have other friends because since there were 12 of us, we was each other friends.
Mm-hmm.
We've been together since birth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In the town we was born in, we had a small house, so we slept together, we ate together, we played together, we loved together, and we didn't know that we was poor. I guess that's what you want to say, because we
Yeah.
thought we were rich. We thought we had everything because we had each other.
All right.
And since there was so much love, it just grew on us, and we still have that love for each other. Um, at the beginning, my grandmother always celebrated special holidays with her children and my parents, and then we started celebrating the holidays because they celebrated the holidays, and then we turned it over to our children and our grandchildren celebrate together.
Yeah. So y'all didn't have friends outside of
We had
y'all.
our neighborhood friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
In
wonder
our
how that is like that
neighborhood,
when you have a big
there were a
family.
lot of kids
Yeah.
because in my day, our parents didn't have anything to do but go to church,
Yeah.
and they just had children.
Yeah.
So in our neighborhood, there was just gobs of kids, and we had neighborhood friends.
Before you met Granddad, you was married before him. You had my mom. How was that dynamic? When you had your first child. I don't think, were you the first one out of the 12 to have a child?
No,
How,
2 of my sisters under me had a child.
okay. How was that? Like, how was your introduction to
And
motherhood?
I wasn't ready, I guess, because I was just out of
How,
school.
how old were you when you had mama?
26, I think.
26. Okay. That ain't that bad. Mama had me at 27.
Yeah,
That ain't that
well,
bad.
when you have them when you're older
Yeah.
enough to have kids, then I guess you appreciate them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you had your first child, but how was that that experience for you having your first child? I mean, obviously you had examples before.
My
My
first
mom.
child was great.
Yeah.
And she was more matured than the other kids because she was around adults all the time.
Okay.
And she had plenty of godmothers, godfathers, and uncles and aunts to take care of her
Mm-hmm.
because she was born in Cincinnati, and I was away from my family, my
Mm-hmm.
sisters and brothers, and my parents.
Yeah.
So she was like the only one at that time. So she got spoiled, and she got, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Being the
Because
first
she
one.
had a lot of parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What was that? Before y'all moved to Atlanta. Well, let me ask you this though. What was the reason y'all moved to Atlanta? And then how was that transition? There was it different? Because I don't, you're not from Cincinnati. Yeah. So how was that? How was that transition moving from Cincinnati to Atlanta?
I met my husband in
In
Cincinnati.
Okay.
And had two daughters at the time, Pam and Sandy.
So Pam from Cincinnati too.
Yes, she
Okay, I
was
didn't know
born in
that.
Cincinnati, and so Sam was born in Cincinnati also. And so we worked every day, and somehow Cincinnati just wasn't the right place for me
Yeah.
because my husband was born in Cincinnati, so I guess he was satisfied. But we would send our kids every summer to my mom's house so they could play with all their nieces and with all their cousins, which was my nieces and nephew,
Mm-hmm.
so they could get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Since we was in Ohio and they were in Georgia, they still needed to know each other. They need to know who their cousins and all that stuff were. So we'd send them every summer. So my husband and I would come later
Mm-hmm.
when we were on vacation to visit. And my husband only had one brother who was in the service for 20-some years. So really, he wasn't around any sisters. He didn't have any sisters, so he went around. He was just like by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So when we come to Atlanta on vacation, I had 11 sisters and brothers. They kind of spoiled him. You know what I mean? So we just had a good time having ex-sister and brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
And one summer, we sent the kids to visit my parents. And our vacation came later. He was off like on Friday, but his vacation started on Friday. My vacation started Friday evening, Friday night. And I came home from work on vacation. And when I got home, he and his friend had packed the U-Haul, put all the furniture in, and we didn't have any place to go. Nobody knew he was packing. He was going to Atlanta to live.
Yeah.
So nobody knew we were coming. And he said, call your dad, call your dad. So we called my dad, and he said, well, you can stay with us. You got to get a job, but you can put your furniture in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we did. I got a job right away because I was working at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know anything about Atlanta, so he had to find his way.
Yeah.
And we moved to Atlanta.
Mm.
And that was good for me because I always wanted to come back home. Cincinnati just wasn't the place for me.
Ain't like that.
No, it just wasn't the right place.
Yeah.
So we came to Atlanta to live.
Mm. And y'all moved. When did y'all move into the house? The house we grew up in.
When we stayed with my father and my mom, we moved here in June, and my husband got a job at.
You remember what year that was?
Huh?
You remember the year?
The year?
You said you remember the year that was?
It's right, something like 1971, because Steve was born in 70.
Okay. Uncle Steve, that's her third child, y'all.
Baby.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, he got a job at Alderman Brothers, and he was only making like $2.69 an hour.
Yeah.
And I got a job at the hospital, which I was making a little bit more. And he would always say, "It's not how much money you make;
It's what you do.
it's
with
what you do with the money, the money that you make." And we stand somewhere we need to get out, and he only making $2.69 an hour.
$2.69.
$2.69 an hour.
And this
What
is
he
in
started off making. See, when we
1971.
were in Cincinnati, he was making like $15 an hour
Oh, so it
at
went down
National Distillery in Cincinnati.
in Cincinnati.
So we moved here, and in June, and in October the 10th, we were buying our own house.
Mm.
Every payday, he put $5 in the credit union, and he saved up enough money to make a down payment on a house in October. From June to October, we were buying a house, and then we bought the house, and we had one car. No, it wasn't. I mean, it was just barely getting us where we needed to go. So we said, now we got a house, we need a car. So with the $5 he was putting in the credit union, every pay period, he went to the credit union and told them he need a car. Yeah. So we got a new car for the first time. And then they told him that the little money he had saved in the credit union, he didn't have to, he
didn't have to take it out. He could keep it, yeah.
In the credit union. And after then, we were moving.
Yeah.
Bought us a house, and then got a new car, and got comfortable, and got pregnant with my son.
So my mom stay off of Gresham Road, y'all. So people from Atlanta, y'all know what Gresham Road is. We all from the east side of Atlanta. I think, how was my mom when y'all moved down here?
She was like 5 pounds, like 3.
Oh, she was like 3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so pretty much my mom, she pretty much born and raised in Atlanta as well. So just to be able to, I know she done had a lot of good moments, around that area growing up. Because the city has changed. It's definitely different, than it was
It sure is different.
When I'm growing up and from when y'all was growing up. Mm-hmm. All right, so you moved to Atlanta. You had your third child, which is my Uncle Steve. And then from there, I was gonna ask you, raising three kids, how was that for you? What was your were you the disciplinarian, or was granddaddy disciplinarian?
I was always the bad person.
Okay, you was the bad cop.
I was the bad one.
Okay, yes. I got you. What was your philosophy as far as raising them 3?
It was great raising them. I had my mom who was teaching them stuff, and then they would go to my sisters or my brothers, and they were teaching them stuff. My sisters and brothers, they had the pleasure to discipline them. We gave our sisters and brothers permission to discipline our kids whenever they were with them. Okay. And that worked out real good. Yeah. It wasn't that you can't whoop my child and you can't tell my child what to do. We didn't do that.
Yeah, time has changed.
So since they were disciplined by my sisters and brothers, they fell in love with them, because if you discipline your child, they love you more. Yeah. If you let them have their way and you do what you want to do, and they can do this and go where they want to go, kids don't love their parents. Yeah. They talk to them like animals. They don't care. But when you discipline your child, they love you. Uh-huh. And I wouldn't give nothing for mine, because they are so great. Yeah. That's they dope. Turned out pretty good.
That's dope. We could transition a little bit. I know everybody is kind of grown now. Everybody has kids. All of your kids have kids. It's crazy. I seen the clip maybe like a couple of days ago on Instagram from Damon Wayans, and he was saying that him having grandchildren taught him how he should have loved his children. Do you believe that?
Well, I guess it all depends on who the person or who they are. Okay. I loved my children, and I loved my grandchildren. Yeah. And I don't have no regrets. Yeah. I feel that. I disciplined my kids until they left home. Yeah. If they stayed in my house, they had to go by the rules.
Is it watching your kids have kids? What does that do for you? I guess early when I was the first one born out of everybody, but how was that transition for you? I know that. Is that love different in a way, or how do you view it?
I don't think so. Yeah. I think you love your grandkids. They probably get away with a little more than your children. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what grandparents do. Yeah. They spoil the kids and send them home. Yeah. Yeah. And let the parents take care of the rest of it. Yeah. But I enjoyed my grandkids. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't let me babysit and stuff like that.
Who wouldn't let you babysit?
Well, when the kids wanted to stay all night with me, my children always said, "We going home because Mama don't have time, and she's going here and she's going there, and she didn't have time."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
wasn't like they just left the kids with the
Yeah.
grandkids with me
Uh-huh.
or my husband. It wasn't like they just leave them and all. They took the kids home, so that was okay. But when we saw them, we were glad to see 'em.
Why you think? Cause I'm blaming my mama because they sound like something my mama would say.
All of them,
So,
and
what,
Pam and
oh, they always
yeah.
doing it. Oh, okay. No, I was gonna ask like, what you think her reason? 'Cause my mom different. I mean, you know it better than I do. She a different person. Cause I can when you say that I picture I envision her saying, "Nah, you ain't finna stay at mama house. You finna come home with me." You know what I'm saying?
There
Like
you go.
I just envision
And
her
all of
saying
them
it.
said the same thing.
I think Uncle Steve got it from her.
Well, Uncle Steve was out of town. He was in
Oh, military.
Maryland,
Yeah,
but each summer he was sent Sterling to stay with,
yeah,
just like I did my kids. He sent
yeah.
Sterling to Atlanta so he could see his cousin
Right.
during the summer. And he would go back. So that way he got to know his cousin.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of proud of the way I raised my kids.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of raised their kids the same way, because you can say all the time, "I'm so tired of her fussing,"
Yeah.
but she gonna get you straight
I
out.
think I don't know. I think I'm my first mother than anybody in the world. But I mean, I'm very appreciative of it. As I get older, you can understand why she was fussing so much. Sometimes I do be feeling like y'all be getting tired of her too, though. Y'all just don't want to say nothing. But it's cool. I
She
get
be
it.
right.
She be right, though. No, I
She
know she be
fuss, but
right.
she be right all the time
Yeah.
if you just listen to her.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't want to listen.
I think I listen to her now. I've grown out of the phase of like, because it was a point where I think all kids, like, it's not that we don't listen to our parents. I think that sometimes we just what's the word? Sometimes it comes off as if you listen to other people more than you listen to your parents. But it's like when you hear that same voice over time, it's refreshing to hear somebody else give you some. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. But now as I've gotten older, like my mom has really been like one of my biggest supporters. Anything I want to do, she definitely gonna check with me on making sure that's the right thing to do first. And if she, if everything is good after that, she definitely gonna support. She always make sure me and my sister is straight, no matter what. Growing up, it don't matter. People talk about us as kids. She always gonna make sure we straight, regardless. But she is hard. She was hard on us growing up, very much hard on us. So I kind of always figured she got it from you, but it always seemed like you. I mean, like you said, you the grandparent, so it's like you was kind of like the good cop when it comes to how we was raised, and she was kind of like really the disciplinarian on us. But yeah, I think I'm just I'm very proud of you for one for raising good kids and putting us all in a good environment where we could still be a family. I like I said earlier, I like the fact that we've all been able to grow and mature, and also how well we are able to come together on holidays. I think that's very important for all families. I grew up with a lot of people that are not able to do that.
Right.
So to be able to call my grandmother and say, "Hey, I want to do an interview today. Can you come over?" And you able to come support. I know you've been seeing me doing for a while, so it's just a good feeling just to be able to have you here. For the most part. Let me see. Let's transition from that. So, my mama have kids. I think me and Nigeria, the first two, your first two grandkids. I know we talked about like the transition of like seeing your grandkids, but seeing us grow up like individually, like how was that being a grandparent and being able to see all of us, graduate from high school and continue to, us having kids at this point.
Um,
That's three generations back.
the 3 generations. I think things started like, I guess, with my grandparents.
Yeah.
We've always been close to my grandmother. She always lived with us, and she was strict.
Mm-hmm.
That made my dad and mom strict
Mm-hmm.
with us. And then that made us strict with our children. Now my dad never finished high school. He probably went to third grade. I don't know. Never just finished school. My mom, she finished. Well, Then it was elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad always taught us, since he didn't have an education, he got 12 kids, they need education. So he made sure that we had some kind of trade, some go to college, get education. He made sure that that was important in our life. So in all our teaching, from being small, growing up, he taught us that you got to have education, got to have education. So all 12 of us got good jobs. All 12 of us just took care of ourselves. And he always said, don't get nothing, even if you have a husband. Whatever you get, make sure you can pay for it by yourself.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
So we all did that. Now, all of us did the same to our children.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up, you got to go to school, you got to go to college, you got to get an education. We pushed, and most all our children got a good education, or they got a trade. You know what I'm saying? And so then they start pushing their kids. Look at you. Your mom pushed you on out.
Yeah.
But I've heard so many parents saying, "Ooh, I'll be glad when they finish high school so they can get out of my house." But that is not the way to teach your kid that. You should teach your kid when you get out of high school, your next thing is college. If that's all they hear, or you get a trade, or you go into the service, if this is all you hear all your life, then that's what you're going to do.
That's what you're gonna do.
But when the people keep saying, I can't, you need to just get out of my house when you graduate from high school, they turn out to be strange kids.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why right now so many things are happening to young people.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have nobody just push. But right now, anyway, the young people are the one that having the kids, and the kids are almost the same age as the parents.
Yeah.
You know, so if the parents wasn't pushed, then they aren't going to push their kids.
Yeah. I think it's dope. I've always, I think it's a flex because I think one of my biggest flexes is to say that I was the first to graduate from college in our family. I think that's something.
Oldest grandson.
I was the oldest grandson, oldest grandchild.
All right.
We gotta make that clear. But yeah, I think that's something that I kind of took pride in. I kind of didn't want to go to the military though. I don't know. I think I never thought that would be for me per se. I think seeing Uncle Steve go to the military and seeing how long he was away, I know I didn't want to do that. And I think that the college thing was just something that just kind of, I don't want to like I wanted to get out the house, but I wanted to go out the house with a plan. I think basketball for one was really like my biggest plan. And I think that kind of helped me with decision to go to college because I wanted to continue to play. I didn't want to just stop in high school, so that was kind of like my motivation. I think sports really kind of like motivated me even to graduate from college because, for one, outside of high school, I kind of seen how I struggled in high school academically, and that kind of hurt me as far as playing basketball immediately going into college. And so by making that mistake, it kind of helped me to understand, for one, you got to have a certain GPA to even play basketball in college. But me not having the best GPA in high school, I didn't have a choice on what college I went to. I'm blessed enough to have mentors around me that was helping me get into Fort Valley, which I ended up going, which is actually good for me. But even when I was in Fort Valley, like I was like, I want to play, like I got to have a GPA to play. I got to pass the classes. Even, college is different. You can retake classes in college. If you fail it one semester, you can go back and retake it just to help your GPA go up higher. And so just to be able to, I think basketball, that, and then, I don't know, it was different for me. I was ready to get out of the house. I was doing something different. It was cool to stay on my own, but I knew I liked it. It was in a structured environment. I don't know how well I would have did if I would have got a trade straight out of high school. I don't know how I would have did mature-wise. I don't know if that was like the right move for me. So I'm kind of blessed that I was able to, go to college and be the first one to graduate and still be able to at least say that I graduated from high school and college. I think that's a dope feeling. And then I also see my sister end up graduating a few years later at West Georgia overall. So that's just good to see overall that we was able to do that. And then seeing our other cousins like Sterling graduate. His little brother finna be the same way. He just turned 21 the other day. Nigeria. Just to see everybody, all of us. Because it's crazy when I was at your house the other day, and I'm still looking at the picture with all 5 of us in the taking a picture together, Malik and everybody, and just to see how fast life grows. It's crazy. That's crazy to believe that. Let's see, what else you want to talk about, Ma? How you when how you what's the, you know what? Before I even ask that, I did have something else I want to ask you too. Hold on, I got it in my notes. I wrote it down earlier today. I was like, I'm finna, Mama, let me make sure. All right. So one of my questions I wanted to ask you, what raising all of us, what is one of the biggest sacrifices that you think you had to make for us, and what did you learn from it? If you could think of something.
I don't know what I sacrificed. I did a lot of working, make sure everybody had what they need. We weren't rich, but we had what we need.
Yeah.
And with prayer, you have to pray with your children. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it by yourself.
Right.
You can try doing stuff by yourself and things be so hard, but once you get God in there and you pray for your children at night while they sleep, call them by name, I tell you, things goes much.
Mm. What
And
you,
then making them go to church too.
yeah.
You get up and go to church. My daddy used to say, if I get up in the morning on Sunday morning go to church, you gonna get up too. And when we got to be teenagers, if you go to the club, you get in that house at 5 o'clock in the morning, or go take your shower and put your church clothes on. You're not going to bed. You are still going to go to church.
That's one
So
thing
it
too.
was
I
a
wanna talk about that too.
blessing that my parents made us go to church, and then we made our kids go to church, and so our kids made their kids go to church.
Uh-huh.
So when you got God helping you do some stuff,
Yeah.
you can do some stuff, but you just cannot do it by yourself. You need to put God in your children
Early.
Just put them in there, and once you start going, you might go astray, but you're gonna come back. You'll come back.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna ask you. That was another question I'm gonna ask you earlier about like just church overall. I'm gonna ask you: were you always brought up into the church, or is this something that you just gradually got into? And
Always
you just
brought into.
okay.
When we were small, we walked at least 5 miles to church on Sunday morning,
That's dedication, though, Mama.
and you had to go.
Yeah.
And you stayed from Sunday school all day. In my day, they had BYTU and all this other stuff. You had to stay there for that too. So you were just in church all day when you were young.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of like, you don't get away from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's all you knew.
Yeah.
There were no places to go in my hometown but church. And that's where you went. You went to church. And I am kind of blessed that my parents made us go to church. I surely am, because without God, we wouldn't have made it.
I definitely do think that going to church really shaped me and my sister's life. We was never like the type that didn't want to go to church. I think I had this conversation with my mom the other day. Like, my mom, she got it from you obviously, but we want to put church over everything. So like growing up, when I wanted to go play basketball, even though I love basketball, I want to go play AAU. I want to go to this tournament. She was like, "Oh, you ain't going to that tournament this year. This time you finna go to this church camp or whatever that was going on." And at the time, I used to hate it because I was like, I'm trying to get better at basketball. You want me at church? And not to say that wasn't a bad move. I'm just saying that it always bring you back though.
You don't realize how important it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think as young,
you kind of appreciate it when it get grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely.
You didn't miss too much.
No, I didn't miss too much. It does. It keeps you focused. It keeps the main thing. For the most part, I think in all my decisions that I make, I always try to keep God first, and I think that her always putting us in something that was going on in church growing up, that kind of molded us. And to be honest with you, I done met a lot of people that I done network with and I grew up with. that I have met through church and I still have good relationships with. So I definitely am not complaining at all. I think we all are rebellious as kids, to a certain point, because we want everything to be explained.
Right.
And sometimes we're not old enough to really understand. Even if you were to explain it to us, we still won't understand. So that's something that I really appreciate when it comes to not just you, but not just my mom, but you as well. You've been alive for a long time. Reason I say that is you've seen
87 years.
87 years.
And the Lord's been good to me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I wanted to ask you, like, you've seen a lot, like, with the times changing. Like, what's some of the biggest things that you've seen, like, change with not just like family, but just within the world, whether it's politics or things like that that you think kind of like, well, how can I say this? Like, what are some of the changes you've seen that you kind of like look at it, kind of like really like remember vividly, like that happened? Like as far as like just life in general, whether like having the first black president, being allowed to see that, or
That was
something or something else that you've seen
the
that
first black president.
yeah,
Very, very important.
yeah,
Yes. I never thought it would ever happen,
yeah.
but it did.
Okay. You got something else that you remember? Cause you done been around for. It's a lot of things that have happened since since you've been born. I know for me, the biggest three things for me, I think, is one, having the first black president, 9/11,
Yes.
that's something, and going through the pandemic for the first. That's my top three biggest things that probably happened in my life that I can like vividly say. I don't know anything before. Well, I'm asking anything like before 9/11 that happened that I was probably too young to remember that probably happened that you
Yeah.
that you
I
remember.
remember when I was a child, we had a dark day.
What's a dark that
It
like?
was the day that turned dark. It was just dark. And I don't know if it ever happened again. I can't remember. But I remember my grandmother was, you know, telling us about all this stuff. And we had a dark day.
Yeah,
I don't know what, I guess the changing in the moon and the sun or whatever it was.
yeah.
But I remember when I was a child, we had a dark day.
Mm.
Not alone.
I wonder what that is. That might be like an eclipse or something, solar eclipse or something
I
like
don't know
that.
what it was, and I don't know if my grandmother was educated enough
To explain it, yeah, to know what
right,
it was too.
to
Yeah,
explain all that, whatever it was,
yeah.
Remember that. I remember, well, a lot of little things in my day that I remember. The telephones, changing in the telephones. We used to have the telephone that sits on the wall that you ring,
House phone. Yeah.
house phone. And I remember all that, little things.
We go from there. Now nobody has a house phone no more. Well,
Nobody have
when
house phone anymore, but these were the little antiques, that little square things that sit on the wall.
mm-hmm.
And in order to call somebody, you had the little handle to ring, make the ring.
Okay.
Yes, we had one of those.
Yeah.
When we was growing up. And then I think we might have been the first black on my end that had one of those.
Mm-hmm.
The operator had one, and there was one ring for the operator. So we must have been next because our ring was two.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually people started getting them, and they had two long, one long, two short, three rings. And they were phones like, when they rang at everybody's house. So we were kids, you know what I mean? When the phone rang, we got to be nosy to hear what's on the other end of the conversation. People be talking, to somebody else, and we eavesdrop as kids. My grandma would have fit when she found out we were doing this.
Yeah.
But we kind of, as children, enjoyed it.
Yeah. I want to talk about I want to talk about love and relationships when it comes to you too, though. What because the way people date now is different from when you was growing up. So I was just gonna ask you, like, what is it about dating around when you was in your 20s that you feel like y'all went through that we don't really,
That you don't go.
yeah.
Okay, when we were coming up and your boyfriend is coming to your house,
Mm-hmm.
we made sure we looked nice, combed our hair, and made sure the house was clean and everything when the boyfriend come. Now they be half naked, they be having head tied up, and they could care less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we were very, very particular how we looked.
Yeah.
You know, you get dressed up. You having a boyfriend come, so you got to get dressed up. You got to make sure the house is clean, and when they come in, is
Mm-hmm.
it's nice and everything. But now people don't clean up no more. They come on in the dirty house and they have on shorts so short you can't. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they don't care how they look. But I
Yeah.
think that the way you dress is the way you attract a man.
Mm-hmm.
You got on all this thing that hanging out. Those are the kind of men that you are attractive to.
Mm-hmm.
And half of them are no good. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
you wondering how did I get this no good boyfriend or no good, because you don't look how you looking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look nice, then nice people will approach you.
Yeah.
You know, because she ain't hanging out all over
night.
everything.
Yeah.
So I think the way you dress is the way is how you attract what the men that you attract.
Mm.
If you looking a mess, you attract sorry or messy looking men.
Mm-hmm.
And if you looking nice, you attract the nice men.
Yeah. Well,
And that's the way I feel. And I see some young people, man, wouldn't believe how they be looking. And then they looking for a boyfriend, but you hanging out because you looking for a boyfriend, but then you'll get one. But
it ain't gonna be the one you
according
want.
to how you dress, that's what kind of man
What you
you
gonna get, yeah.
attract. Yeah.
No, I agree. Well, I'm gonna say I think. Well, I'm 33, so I'm 34. Excuse me. So what I'm looking for is totally different now than when I was looking for it in my 20s. So I think when I was 20, I really didn't care that much as far as like what you're saying, as far as like dressing as much as I do now, because I understand the repercussions that come with that. I think a lot of people that are younger 20s, they don't want to be told what to do. They kind of just want to do their own thing, which could be a good thing because you kind of learn the hard way. But I definitely do think, because right now they don't care. They don't care at all, especially when they go out. But I mean, it depends on what you went to, what
Well,
type of makeup you have, especially as a man though.
Some of the young people out there, and you go to Walmart, they got the pajamas on, house coat, they got the head rack still on, the house shoes. So you got out your bed and walk to Walmart. You know what type of person that is, because you haven't had a bath. You haven't changed your underwears because you still got those clothes on you slept in last night.
Yeah.
And there's nobody gonna take a bath and a shower and put pajamas back on and walk to Walmart.
Yeah.
Walk out in the street. So when you spot them, first thing you say that, oh, I know they nasty.
Mm.
And some of the pajamas look like they just got out of bed, sure enough. And they probably did.
Definitely. Can you share any family traditions that you grew up on that we still kind of carry to this day? Outside of going to the one tradition, I'm gonna say I can answer that. I'm answering my own question. One of the traditions that I know that we do as a family, I know we got a family reunion. We always try to do that, and we always try to Thanksgiving. We always link up, and we always as a family. I was gonna ask you, when did that start? When did we start going to the country every year? When did we start going to
It started with my grandparents. When we were kids, we always celebrated Mother's Day. My daddy's sisters and brothers always came home for Mother's Day. We celebrated Easter. The family. You got your little Easter outfit, going to church on Easter Sunday. And the grown people had their Easter outfit for Sunday. That was traditional. And then Christmas, the family got together.
Yep.
That included all my daddy's sisters. He didn't have any brothers. He had 5 sisters. That included my grandmother. She started her children.
Yeah.
Started. And then it started with us. When the grandkids came, we followed suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now we still follow suit.
Yeah, I think it's as I'm getting older, it's dope to see like how y'all are getting older and now y'all kids are like starting to take over. And then it makes me nervous because I mean that I'm not too far ahead from being, one of the people that kind of like
Gotta be in charge or
continue to,
something.
yeah, continue the tradition. I don't know. I just think this is one of the dopest things, man. I don't like when I talk to my friends and stuff, man. They be surprised at some of the stuff my family be doing. And it really kind of opened up my. I said it earlier, but it kind of just opened up my eyes to be more thankful. That we even have a big enough family to even do some of the things that we be doing. But yeah, that's one of the other traditions that I love. Christmas is another one too. We we always do something big for Christmas, and I think that kind of has molded me to not even like for like big holidays, but even like when I shoot my show, like a lot of the things that we done in the family, I've kind of seen myself like trickling and doing it with my group of friends whenever we have a film session. It's real festive. I always make sure everybody eat good. When I kind of grew up, I started to love like throwing birthday parties all the time for myself and for everybody else. Um, so that's dope. I appreciate that 100%. 100%. I did have a couple more questions for you, Mom, before we get up out of here. How long we been at already, Tote? We at 54? Okay. Two more questions, Mom. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? What legacy do you hope to leave behind for uh our family, and future generations? One thing on the top of your mind that you could think of that you want to leave behind.
I don't know. I think we've done just about everything we need to do as adults.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree.
that's just not too much. I think we have done just about everything we need to do as adults. And we have enjoyed ourselves doing these things. And my thing is, what I would like to leave behind is to make sure that the family continue to do what they were taught to do,
Mm-hmm.
um, enjoy life, travel, um, have God on your side. All this stuff is what I want. I would love for my family to continue
Mm-hmm.
when I'm gone. Um, and we have enjoyed life. We just have enjoyed each other. Now
Mm-hmm.
we get on the phone. We're gonna call our sisters every day. Call our brothers. They probably get tired of. Brothers probably get tired, but they call back too.
Mm-hmm.
Then we check on our grandkids. It's not like, are you calling, see now what you doing and how you doing? Are you in school? What is your life like right now?
Mm-hmm.
You do your grandkids, and then not only that, we call our nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
I got nephews who, Curly for one,
Mm-hmm.
who called us and said, "Hey, auntie, what you doing? What you doing this morning? Nothing really. You want to go out and eat?" I'm gonna call my mom, and then he calls some old aunts, and and we go out and eat, and he pays for it all. We got family who does that.
Mm-hmm.
Eat together, be together, enjoy each other, and it just hurts my feelings so bad when I talk to somebody and they said I haven't spoken to my mom in 5 years, and it hurts. It hurts.
Mm.
It really hurts. And then when they haven't talked to the sister, or they haven't talked to the brother, or they can't, it hurts, and you can't help them do something. If one of us gets sick, you don't have to have a conversation. Say, "Hey, love, how you doing this morning?" Just checking on you.
Mm-hmm.
You can gossip to this one and gossip to that one, but you can't call your family.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sad situation.
And saying all that, make sure you call your family, guys. Make sure you stay in touch with your family. Put yourself in positions where you can be able to take care of your family. That's most importantly. If you ain't learned anything today, you learned that family is everything. Make sure you just continue to support each other, call each other as much as you can. Um, we all know things are difficult. You might be mad at somebody. You may, have a grudge, or maybe in a space where you don't want to talk. But I think you would be very proud of yourself if you can be able to
And
amend them. So I just want to say, make sure you keep your family first, keep God first. I'm gonna always do that. We gonna always do that. And I also want to thank you, grandmother, for always supporting me, always checking on me, helping me out when I be all over the place. I still owe you a lot of money. I owe you a lot of money. But I just want to say I'm very thankful to even have a grandmother that's been there for me from the start. And I love you forever. You already know that. But yeah, y'all, we gonna end this part right here. I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all follow us at Unspoken Atlanta. Hit that notification button. Follow us. And we gonna see y'all next time, man. Thank y'all so much. Okay. And that's that. I like that, Mama. You did a great job.
what thing?
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Alright.
I didn't know what you were gonna do.
I was gonna talk to you. No, I'm using these.
Is there an interview? Yeah, what you gonna say? What?
I'm not gonna say nothing. I just wanted to. I need you to help me pop it off, so I had to start with somebody. So all y'all is practice. Y'all have me interview the big people. When I get the big people over here, I'll be good then, because I'm gonna be interviewing all the family members.